Squad Sports. Going to go ahead and go over everything with college football playoffs. Man, hope everyone's had a good week. Me and Dalton been really excited to get back. Dalton won our logo draft. If anyone got to see it, he won by a slim margin, won by 1 point, I believe. Right, Dalton?
Yeah, there's only one, but
Yeah.
at the end of the day, win's a win, man. It's good to feel. It's good to have the belt. It's good to have the first belt. The
Hey,
first competition we ever had. I got the belt, man. So
you do. You do. I got to give you credit, man. You did beat me. It was a fair win. I got to give it to you. So you'll be able to get your free merch out of any of those logos. So let me know. And it was a fair win. Fair win. So, and we'll go ahead and get into everything, man. But how's everything going, Dalton? You excited for the playoffs?
of course, man. And shout out Florida basketball. Huge win yesterday. Huge win
Yeah.
yesterday. Stay undefeated. Beat North
Tough.
Carolina in Charlotte. You know, We're the only four undefeated teams left, and we're one of them. So just a little basketball shout out right there. But yeah, I'm ready for the
Crazy.
playoffs.
Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, man. Like I said, go ahead and get into it. We got a lot of news to cover. Got some transfer portal news, some coaches, big breaking news from coaching. Left and right, big names here and there. I guess we'll start off with the big thing that we've seen all week. So was our Travis Hunter taking home in the Heisman. People thought Ashton Genty got robbed, which everybody was just still hating him, man. And I get it. People just don't like him. But, like we've already discussed, I don't know if it was here off camera, but, the season that we've seen from Ashton Genty, we've seen it. We just haven't seen it in a long time, right?
It ain't been that long. It's only been like 10 years. I mean, Melvin
All
Gordon was
right.
out.
I mean,
10 years
I
ain't
was
that
trying to
long.
give him, yeah.
10 years really ain't that long.
No.
Melvin Gordon put up 2,500 or something 10 years ago.
Yep.
So
And there was another one, too, Ball, right? Monte Ball?
I don't know if he did that good, but Kevin Smith, I know Kevin Smith put up for Central Florida.
Yeah.
He put up 2,000 too. So I mean, it's happened recently for sure. And nobody's done this before. Everybody says Charles Woodson, dude. He didn't play offense every snap at all.
Dude, come
It wasn't
on.
even
Charles
close.
Woodson talk is crazy. Dude played like 8 snaps at DB.
He played like 8 snaps on offense. Yeah, he played corner. No, he started DB. Yeah,
Yeah, they got
he
yeah.
played.
Here's him. They see him anointing there with a little cool little cartoon there with him, man. But shout out to Travis Hunter, was well deserved. Genty was still on record saying after I should have won, and like Genty gave him the side eye here when they're looking at me. Genty,
I mean, you
he
got to
wanted
respect the
to,
one. You got to respect the one too. I mean, I probably think I deserved it if I had the season he had too. I ain't gonna lie. So
yeah. No, I feel it. I feel it. But if it was the other way around, Travis Hunter would have been like ungrateful or whatever. So, but no, I think it was a good season. We've never seen what he's gonna do. I don't. Who knows if what team he's gonna go to and if they're gonna try to put him at both ways. In the pro level, which I don't know. I think you should maybe run a couple sets for him. You got like this. You got D linemen playing 3 or 4 snaps at tight end every play or every game at fullback or something. Why can't you just throw Travis Hunter at 4 or 5 plays? That's a lot.
yeah, I mean, 4 or 5 plays on NFL is just not. The odds you make an impact are low.
Third down conversions. If he comes in on third down, like a third down receiver or something, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, you're right. It's worth a shot. It's worth getting him on the field a little bit if you ain't gonna, commit to playing him both ways. But I think he'd be down to start both ways, honestly, if you ask him.
Yeah, hell yeah, he'll be up for the challenge. That guy won't back down any challenge. That's why I like him so much, And he's a good kid, class act. But one thing I would like to say, man, is we just haven't seen something like this in so long. We're not going to see it again. He wasn't the best receiver, which me and you agreed, but he was the best player, and that's where the award goes to. So I don't know about the Blitnikoff though. That's the only one I didn't agree with.
Yeah, that's kind of weak, but whatever. He didn't make first team All American as a corner. I mean, as a receiver, he was second team.
Okay. And then
That's
how do you win the Blitnikoff if
that's
you
my
were
point.
second
That's why the
team?
other reason
Yeah,
I
I don't
mentioned
get it.
that. It's
I
stupid.
don't get it. He
I guess
won
it's
the
different voters, but
Yeah, he was in our town here in Louisville accepting the Paul Horning Award, I believe. Yeah, Paul Horning Award he accepted. He was
most
actually
versatile player.
yeah, last week. He's actually back-to-back winner on it. So, shout out to him. But we've seen some portal news which we want to get into. You can see there at the bottom there, we got the transfer portal, got the ticker going. Now we got a big get today was Caden Salter transfer from Liberty quarterback there, and he's going to Colorado. So it looks like Colorado is they're not gonna go with the true freshman there with Julian Lewis coming in, but looks like they're gonna have a bridge guy come in. And what do you think about the look? You think it's good?
Oh, that's what I thought they would do. I called it. I
Yeah,
was like,
you did.
you don't want to go with the true freshman if you're trying to win something, and they're trying to make the playoffs. So let them
I was
separate
unsure.
Yeah, let him sit a year behind Caden and see what he's got. And I mean, at least a couple games, maybe if Caden sucks, even at least 6 games or something, that would help a lot. You
Yeah,
seen the way when he first got in, he was not very good, and then
yeah.
playing and he started dominating. But if he would have played it from the year, I don't think he would have had as good of a year at the end. You need time to watch from the bench, and that's the NFL too. You've seen it with AR after he got benched, he started playing better, and same with Bryce Young up until this week.
Yeah, I think Julian Lewis is playing in the state championship right now. I think he's playing right now in the state championship and bringing it up. But yeah, I'm glad he's gonna get the city here because people don't know, or some people may do, but he reclassified. He's supposed to be a junior, so he would be supposed to be a senior in college. So I'm glad Salter's getting a look at a bigger program, has a chance to go. It did, this year didn't really go as planned. So yeah, but yeah, Juju is up 17-10 right now with 10-17 left in the second and the state championship right now. But 7A, they got class 7A down there.
Yeah, it's crazy. Playing on a
So
Wednesday night too, huh?
yeah, that's crazy. And then we got some other transfer news here. Miller Moss transfers from USC. Your guy Miller Moss, who I'd say you're a big advocate of Miller Moss. I'd say you like him a lot. He had 2,500 yards this year. He got benched at the end of the season, which some people had some mixed feelings about. You didn't think he should have been benched, which I kind of do agree with. But he's going to
Pretty
Louisville.
pretty
Is
good
this the best?
stats.
Is this going to be the best quarterback under the Brom era? I assume so, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Plummer and Shuck, yeah, no doubt. Shuck had a decent year, all things considered. Actually, I don't better than I thought he would. But no, Moss, man, he's a lot of people got him ranked number 2 quarterback in the portal, number 3.
Yeah.
So it depends on who you look at. But everybody got him ranked ahead of anybody else Louisville has had the last few years. So I think it's a good pickup, man. He shouldn't have got benched. 18 touchdowns, 9 picks. That's pretty good. He was having a solid year. They were losing games, so it's best a quarterback. That's the easiest thing to do, I think. So it was a cop out for Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Save his job or something. But I like Miller Moss, man. And you see what he did to Louisville. I think that's a big reason why they wanted him so bad after the bowl game 2 years ago.
Yeah, no, for real. I think that's the only
Last
reason
year.
too. He fits Brahms' mold as a white quarterback, pocket guy usually who, doesn't move around too much. But I would say he's a little bit more mobile in the pocket more than Shuck, I believe. I think he's better than Shuck. Um, I think Shuck did exactly what I expected this year, honestly. I think he'd come up short. Um, but yeah, not only 9 picks there, he went 4 for 5 as a starter, though. So I mean, I think that's a little bit of mix. Now we got another guy on the move that has been reports that he's visiting Kentucky, he's visiting Oregon State. We got Malik Murphy on the move. I think this is the best quarterback in the transfer portal, in my opinion. Duke led the nation in comebacks last year, and when they were trailing in the fourth or overtime, they think they have the most comeback wins when they're trailing. So I mean, he really showed a lot of composure, a lot of gut, a lot of grit there, and I think at times he carried Coach Manny Diaz, at times, rather than the other way around. So, where do you think he's going to end up?
Where's he end up, man? I don't know.
He's
I heard
visiting
Kentucky.
Kentucky,
I
yeah,
heard
Oregon
Kentucky's the
State.
favorite, but
Yeah,
I don't. I thought he would go somewhere. I thought he might get a bigger offer, but honest, personally, I thought he might get be somewhere bigger. Florida State, but they already got a guy. Um,
yeah.
I
I
thought
don't know. I
somebody
think mine's
Ohio State
Kentucky. I think he's going to go to Kentucky. I think it'd be a good rivalry. Him and Miller Moss right there. Imagine that if it's him and Miller Moss next year.
should be a good game.
I mean, I hope he goes there. I think Oregon State would be good too, but I think that's more of a lateral move rather than an up move than Kentucky would be, just because you're in the SEC. Like,
Oregon State's not even well. That conference don't even exist anymore. So
right? That's what I'm saying. So why would you want to go there? But,
that's a
but yeah,
downgrade.
man,
Yeah,
it's
but I
been a
think
while. I
Duke.
think we're
Most people
go
think
ahead.
Duke's better at quarterback. Most people think Mintz is better. They got him ranked number 1 in most sites, and just because he's a freshman, I guess, but he has 3 more years. Yeah,
Yeah.
he played great this year. I like Mensa a lot, so I don't. I think Duke. I think they at least got say the same at quarterback. I don't think they got worse.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you. So we do have some other news here. Our last guy we want to go over is a friend of the program, is a friend of yours as well, former Purdue safety here. Joseph Jefferson announced he's going to be going to Western Michigan, going to be a Bronco. He had some offers with Miami, Ohio, I think, and Buffalo.
Yeah,
So
several MAC offers.
yeah, good look for him.
Yeah, he played good last year when they started when he got to start. I had like 7 tackles a game, first 3 games, benched for some reason. That's why he's transferring. New coach, he didn't know. Too risky. He already played for 2 new coaches. I know he's playing for a new coach again, but at
Yeah,
least they got a chance to win. I guess like they made a bowl game this year. He's probably
respectable. I mean,
he's ready to win
he's in the
games, man.
pros. Yeah, they get guys in the pros too. You know what I'm saying? And quality guys. You know,
Oh yeah,
you,
Corey Davis. Remember Corey Davis?
Corey Davis. He is the all time. I think he's the all time leader in yards ever.
Yeah, they just had a guy
Ever.
drafted last year, DN Marshawn Nealon. So yeah, you could definitely get to the NFL from Western Michigan, and he's just ready to get on the field and stay on the field and win some. You may
Yeah.
win some games, man. They won like 4 games in 2 years. Like
Yeah. You never know. You never know like what winning can do to you, man. It changes programs, and the opposite does the same way. If you're tired of losing, man, people just want to win, and you'll do whatever. If you got to go, what people might see as a down move, but really, man, you're going to get on the field and. Now he's actually going to be able to affect the final score, which he's shown some promise the limited time he's got in. So
man, he would have. I mean, and if you really want to think it's a downgrade, I know people say that just because they look at the conferences, but Western Michigan, they probably would have. They would beat Purdue for sure this year.
yeah. No, shit. Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I like him. I
Right,
think it's a
that's what
good
I'm
move,
saying.
man. Western Michigan's a respectable program. If you're a real ball knowers know that, if going to the MAC's not a bad move. But,
Oh no,
in like going to Mountain West, going anywhere. But we have some other news here along with coaches as well. We got Dan Mullen got hired since, we've been on our last stream to UNLV. He's going to be in Vegas, going to be balling in Allegiant Stadium. And, man, he's back in coaching, been in the booth. Former Gators, of your Florida Gators, former Gator coach. But what did you think about the hire?
I seen somebody make a bet. Somebody made a bet on Twitter or something. It was somebody bet the Dave Mullen make the playoff before
Oh my god.
Napier. I was like, might not be a bad bet, but no shot. They can't lose. He can only lose 1 game a year. They don't. I don't think they have that much money in boosters of football either.
I think that I don't know. I think they can. I think they can do it, bro. They play in the Rams Stadium now, beautiful Allegiant Stadium. So, um,
Raiders.
Raiders, sorry. Yeah, I think, man, I think that would be a good look for a guy that's trying to go mid major. Boise State's got the blue field. I get it. That's cool. You're looking at G5 guys that can make the playoffs. But yeah, man, I think it'd be a good look. I think he could flip that program really quick. Really
They're
quick.
already good.
That's what I'm saying. He could go crazy on him. He can go crazy on him. I really do believe it.
I'll see it. I don't. He can't recruit. I mean, maybe he can recruit at a mid major though. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah, I think he can. I believe in him. Another guy I believe in that we've seen, come actually back to where he was before was Rich Rod. So Rich Rodriguez has
Bro.
went from Jack State. Now he is back to West Virginia. Shout out to Rich Rod now.
Love to see it.
Of the game, innovators of the game, and everybody runs the gun. Everybody runs the spread now, and it's common, right? If you run a pro style offense that's boring, that's actually like anomaly now. This guy right here, for anyone that just doesn't know, Rich Rodriguez is an innovator of the spread offense. Brought it in with Pat
Yeah.
White, quarterback, Steve Slayton, Noel Devine. Hell, just a stable of guys. Then you had Owen Schmidt at fullback.
Owen Schmidt.
The
Yeah.
guys at West Virginia, Pat McAfee, everybody knows Pat McAfee was on the squad with them, and I mean, Rich Rod is a good guy. He's a coach's coach. He's a guy that's going to rip you. He's going to run you, but you're going to be better for it. And he's the reason Jack State's been relevant. But do you think
Man,
it's a good look?
I love it, man. He shouldn't have
Yeah.
never left. Try to go greener pastures. It didn't work out for him, Michigan. Long road back,
Yeah.
man. Long road back. He had some ups and downs along the way, but he's done great at Jack State the past two on the transition from FCS to FBS. That's hard to do too, man. It's hard to keep winning if you go up a level and play a lot harder teams. He beat WKU by 40 conference championship week. Yeah, I like this, man. I'm excited to see who he gets at QB in the portal. I mean, he has to get somebody right now. I mean, Nico Marchi will be the incumbent, and I don't think he really wants to go with him. He's a pretty much a pocket passer.
Yeah, and then me and you, we obviously covered Elite 11 last year and got to see West Virginia commit Fox going in, and we'll see if
Freddie
he,
Fox.
we'll see if Scotty Fox comes in or if he maybe goes somewhere else. But I don't know. It's gonna a lot of these coaches' moves are gonna shake up where these players go all of a sudden too. It's like kind of a second wave.
I wonder if he's related to the receiver on their team. They got a receiver, West Virginia, Preston Fox. I wonder if that's if they're related, and that's why he's
Yeah,
going.
it might be, man. I know that he was one of the standout quarterbacks there. Me and you got the cover, which will be at Elite 11 hopefully this year again. So, and a few other camps as well. But some other coaching news, man. Got some more. Something that actually broke just I think last night or late last night was breaking news. Was Michael Vick was hired at Norfolk State. Former quarterback Michael Vick. Got my Vick jersey on today. Shout out to Vick. I think this is just crazy hire. It's a good look. He's going to FCS. Like, I think a lot of coaches should start. But man, do you think he could pull a Dion or Eddie George? Do you think he could do it?
I don't see. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
It's all about they don't have nobody's that money in the FCS, so it's just about best fit and I like
Mhm.
this coach. I mean, so
Yeah.
if you don't got FBS offers, you got a lot of FCS offers. It's like, oh, this coach is cool. Let me go here. So I think he could definitely win, man. But it all remains to be seen. He could be terrible. I mean, there's no way to know. He hasn't really coached.
Yeah. No, for sure, for sure. It's definitely something you gotta hope it goes right. You gotta hope it plays out to your favor. I think it can if you can get the right guys in there. But I think the selling point is obviously he's Michael Vick, right? He's a legendary quarterback. Just changed the culture of football. The mobile quarterback was really the first guy, like just absolute beast on Madden. Couldn't stop him on Madden.
Oh yeah, he's the
I mean,
video game
you
one of the
could
best video game. He's one of the video game goats.
video game goats, and
He's
man,
like
he's a great player. Had a
what do you
cannon too,
call
though. He could yeah, he could throw. He could throw.
Well, he could throw at. He couldn't really throw that good in Atlanta, man. He couldn't.
I know he couldn't, but him and Deshaun Jackson at the Eagles were
When
a
he came
combo.
back, though, yeah, he was better.
He was a whole
But
lot
in
better. But
Atlanta,
yeah,
he just wasn't that good of a thrower. He would have been great. I mean, he would have been unstoppable. Lamar's. I never thought I'd say that Lamar's better, but it
yeah.
is.
I would take
I never
Lamar
thought
too
I'd
at the
say
end
it.
of the day. I don't know. I don't know. It's a hard one for me. That's a hard one. People don't know some people know we live in Louisville, so we got to see Lamar up close and personal. I remember seeing him just on campus walking around and just a kind of normal guy. And man, I think he could do it. I think he could have a good, a good prosperous career. I think you could just play young guys and win that way. But we've seen some guys go from pros and then now they're coaching high school. A guy that we like as well is Teddy Bridgewater. He just won a state championship his first year coaching out of retirement. He went to Louisville. Obviously, me and Dalton got to actually meet Teddy Bridgewater our freshman year. Dalton caught a pass. I played center and I got the snap to Teddy, and he threw a pass to Dalton on one of the U of L players, Dexter Heyman, and he mossed on this dude. And while we were in high school, on the
It
whole
was
Louisville team and whole University of Louisville, whole Louisville team just went crazy. And
it was pretty fun.
yeah, it was a good moment. Teddy's such a good guy. He was always a good guy in the community. Anyone that's seen him out, but he just won a state championship, and then this week he's actually just announced he's going back to the league. So he's actually not even going back to the league next year. He's going for this year for the playoff run. He is going to be back in the league.
Somebody signed him.
No, he just announced he's returning, so he's obviously got some calls. He says
That's
he
what I
told
mean.
he's
You don't just say that without
yeah,
having.
yeah. So he goes, here's his quote here. He goes, that was kind of the whole plan. We wanted to win a state championship. Then the coach goes back to the league. So that's kind of been their MO. He sent, I think it's 7-1 guys D1 this year. So that was kind of cool to see. But yeah, now he says he's going to come back in February. So right when the Super Bowl's over. So could he just go? Where could he go? The Chiefs. He retired when he was at the Lions last year. So
I'm trying to
man,
think of a quarterback that got hurt recently on a playoff contender. Really, who needs a quarterback? Carson Wentz is a good backup. Chiefs don't need him. I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't know. Maybe he is going to just go to be a backup. What if he goes and he's Lamar's backup?
Just in case he gets hurt, decent backup. I mean, it's a good plan, but he's not that. Teddy is. I love him. Like I love talking
Ah,
about him.
he's no.
I think he's
Looking at
lost.
numbers. I love number 17. I didn't know he was number 17 for the Lion. That's my
Look at that
favorite
two
quarterback.
gloves though. Teddy two gloves.
Teddy two gloves and winning the two gloves there of rocking that. But yeah, man, it was crazy to see. Had to add that in there because man, it's been wild. Now, before we break down, we got one more announcement. We did see TJ Finley transfer to Tulane today from WKU. He's been everywhere. He's returning back home to Louisiana. Where he was at LSU at one point, at Auburn, at where's he at Texas State maybe
No, that's true. Last year, yeah.
before WKU.
Yeah, last year he's at Texas State.
Yeah, Texas State, then WKU.
He
Now,
balled last year.
yeah, yeah. So shout out to him, man. Hopefully he's coming back home to Louisiana. So shout out to him. But we got some bowl games that kicked off tonight. We did have the Boca Bowl, which our former high school teammate Taywan Taylor, who's actually on WKU, he's the all-time leading receiver there. They're playing his alma mater. They played James Madison tonight. I think they were down going into the fourth quarter. But let's see here. But then we also had the LA Bowl. So that is going on here at 9 o'clock. That just kicked off not too long ago. WKU unfortunately lost 17-27.
Yeah.
So yeah, but as we said, with Dan Mullen going to UNLV, he's not coaching obviously the bowl games, but it's still knotted up at 0. He say he's in the building doing stuff for next year, but obviously not doing anything for this game.
Well, Mendoza in the portal, so I think I like UNLV in that one.
Yeah, hope shout out to UNLV, man. I think
Man, Mendoza's a guy that's been slept on in the portal. By the way, he had a good year.
I hope nobody picks up that old UNLV quarterback, the old one,
Sluka,
Sluka. Haven't heard
I haven't
anything
heard
about
his
him,
name.
so hopefully I would give a high school kid a chance or an FCS guy a chance.
Absolutely, yeah. You can't take that on your team. I mean, a starter quitting in the middle of the year, nah, that's the only guy that did it. I think, like all year.
Then the Penn State guy. So what do you? So
Bo,
the Penn State bow guy. They did have some packages for him, which is insane because they are in our playoff hunt. So we can go ahead and get into our playoffs while we talk about that. He is transferring. It's been announced. Their quarterback now. He blames the window, which he does have a good point there because if there's some certain programs you want to go to, you don't want anybody else taking your slot. But what do you think about him transferring right before the playoff?
I don't. It's not. It's half his fault, but half not. Half
Yeah,
the NCAA's fault for making the window this early. I mean,
sure.
he has to decide if he wants to. I mean, he has to decide if they make the championship, and he's like, then he decides. I mean, it's too late. The window. I mean, people already committed. It's harder to find a place to go in the second window. I mean, it's NCAA's fault too, but it does suck for him. I mean, I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision, man. People are going to give him hate. He's a kid, and I'm sure it was a hard decision. I'm sure he talked with, family, friends, important people in his life about the decision. So I'm not going to bash it for him, and I hope he ends up being good, man. He actually got a lot of talent. He's a good mobile quarterback. That's how they use him in packages. I mean, they got all their NFL guy, future NFL guy, starting, and they still bring this guy in. So Penn State obviously liked him. They just, they had a guy, and he already said he was coming back next year. So
Yeah.
it's just how it is now. I mean, he's visiting. I seen he's visiting Indiana and Iowa so far. So Indiana would be nice, I think.
Yeah, that would be nice for him. Now, I do like Aller. I will say he's my favorite quarterback there at Penn State since McSorley.
Better
So,
NFL prospect though.
yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure.
Shorley
Yeah,
was a great
McSorley.
college quarterback though. I mean, he was
Yeah,
a
he had a cup of tea there at Baltimore, I think,
shit.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into it, man. We got the playoffs. Let's go ahead and start with Penn State. I mean, the winner of this game here with SMU plays Boise State, who somehow got a bye in this whole thing. But shout out to them. We'll see what happens. But do you see them beating SMU?
Nah, not on the road, man.
Yeah.
I think that first quarter against Clemson showed me a lot about this team, and I know the environment's gonna be way tougher than that game, even. So I
Sure.
just don't think they're ready yet. Kevin Jing's only a sophomore. A lot of their guys haven't played big games yet. Hopefully, I'm wrong though. I'm cheering for them, and I love their offense, man. I love it. I do. But Penn State's
Yeah.
their offense is clicking on all cylinders. They just put up 37 last week on Oregon, so
They're playing
um,
good.
they're gonna have to. They're good on offense and defense. And like I said, I think SMU is just maybe a year ahead of schedule, and they might be back next year, honestly. But I wouldn't be surprised if they win either. What do you think about it right now?
Oh man, this is gonna be a great game because no matter who wins this game, the next game Boise State's gonna be a freaking good game too. So these two games are here at the bottom. These next two are great. Um, I wish they'd have named them like some regions or something something. But yeah, I think it's going to be a hell of a game. We'll see. I don't. They have to play a great game, almost perfect game to beat Penn State because Penn State doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Penn State's got Warren, right?
Oh yeah,
The
if Travis
yeah
Hunter was in
Tyler
college, like any other
yeah
season,
Tyler Warren, the tight end for Penn State's probably going to go off.
he
I
would
mean,
have
he's
won
going
the
to
he would have won the Paul Hornady like any other year ever. But
Yeah.
if Travis Hunter didn't play, like he has a passing touchdown, rushing
Did
touchdowns,
he win the
receiving.
Mackey?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so that's best tight end in the nation award. So they got him now. I will say SMU's well coached. They play mistake-free football as well. So I don't see them making a lot of mistakes. I see this coming. I'd say it be in the 30s, 35, 38, something like that. Penn State, maybe if they win. I don't really know about a pick. Give me a couple more minutes on it, honestly. But right now I am kind of leading towards Penn State. But all right, so the winner of them plays Boise State. But another team that's got a bye here we're seeing is Arizona State, who was picked last going in here to the first of the season. They're in their conference. I mean, Big 12, they're coming out, Big 12 champs. A lot of people thought it was going to be Colorado, BYU, but it's the Sun Devils. They have a bye in this thing, which is insane. So they face the winner of Clemson and Texas here. So Sark versus Dabo. I like the coaching matchup here. I am going to say about that, but a lot of people are saying, is Arch Manning going to get in the game? Is Quinn, what's going to happen? But can Quinn Ewers do it? Can he get a playoff win?
He's actually played great this year outside of the Georgia games. This one team he plays bad against, St. Georgia. So I think Quinn plays good enough, and I really think this is more about Texas defense, limiting Clemson. I think they're able to shut the ground game down completely. You've seen that a couple of times for this year with Clemson's
Oh yeah.
offense, where they just can't get the ground game going at all with Maffa. I guess their O line can't get no push and no holes for him. And then they just have to rely on Klubnik running and passing the ball. And the Texas secondary, they got the corner of the year. What's that called? Thorpe.
Thorpe. Yeah,
Yeah,
Thorpe.
they got the Thorpe Award winner on defense, and then they got a great safety behind him, Andrew Makuba. I love their defense is so good, man. They didn't miss
Yeah.
nothing up front. Last year they lost 2 D tackles first round or first 3 rounds, and they didn't lose nobody. They didn't lose nothing up front, man. I love this. Their defense is great. Their defense is great.
They are, man. I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I don't know what Texas winning big games, dog. They just don't win big games. And every time I think Texas is going to win a big game, they don't win it. They almost win it. Somebody either gets hurt or they just get outplayed. Sometimes it's both. And I don't know, man. Dabo's really proven me wrong this year. I cannot believe Dabo's in this situation, not using the portal, which he is this now because it's upcoming year. So, but to make it this far here and man, I don't know. I really want to look at it backwards as what team can Arizona State beat, and I think they can only beat Clemson. I think they can only beat Clemson. So if Texas does win, I think they are going to beat the Sun Devils there. And man, this is really hard, but I think Texas gets it done. I'm not too confident in them going too much farther than that, but I will take Texas in that one. So give me Texas as a pick I can make right now. But is that who you're gonna rock with? That you think they can do it?
I'm definitely going Texas. Yeah, all those points. I don't think Clemson can score enough points on this
Yeah,
defense.
yeah,
Yeah, that's all. That's what it comes down to. Texas defense. It ain't really about their offense. I don't know how much they're going to score, but they'll score enough to win for
yeah.
sure. Barron's going to shut down Antonio Williams, and that's really the only target they have. That's has got a good year. So somebody else going to have to beat them. I don't know who it's going to be. Somebody's going to step up a receiver, and at this stage of the year, they haven't done it yet. It's going to be hard to do it
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is a crazy table set here now. Yeah, we definitely agree on Texas coming out now. Them on getting to the national championship would be crazy to see them or Georgia or something. But another game I really want to look at here is Ohio State versus Tennessee. A lot of people need to add here. Remember that these are home games for some of these teams, and this is a home game. This is at Ohio State. Supposedly Tennessee is buying 30% of the tickets, so 30,000 tickets. I don't know how true that is. We hear that all the time sometimes, but supposedly Ohio State's doing a scarlet out. So they're going scarlet tops and scarlet bottoms, which I think that's not. That just gives me bad vibes. I don't think that right there. I don't think it's going to be good for them. I think Tennessee wins this game, Dalton. I know you probably don't, but what'd you think?
They're not good enough to win on the road. Their offense hasn't been good on the road all year. They haven't been good on the road all year. They've been squeaking by. Not many big
Yeah,
wins to speak of this year, honestly. They beat Alabama. That's about it. They got lucky against Florida. Mertz gets hurt, goes down. We
go
had it.
down.
We had that game on lock. But that's the thing of the past. But either way, they've been grinding them out. I mean, Vandy even played them tough last week. Which shout out Vandy, good year. But still, if you're in the playoffs, you should beat Vandy. So Alabama ain't in the playoffs. If they beat Vandy, they'd be in the playoffs. So, uh,
Yeah.
Tennessee, man, I don't like either team. I think it's just a low scoring game. I think Ohio State's defense at the end of the day, JT Tumawalo and Jack Sawyer. I think their edges get it done, and Tennessee don't. Iamaliava is going to get rattled pretty easy. It seems like he does all year. Ohio State's going to just uh, man up in the secondary and make him beat him with throw. I think because they're Dylan Sampson, great back, top 5 back this year probably. 22 touchdowns or something, 1,500 yards. Great
I
year in
like
the
him. I
SEC.
like Sampson. I like Sampson. I think he's one of the good backs that actually kind of upheld his end of the bargain, the transfer portal. And just did he transfer?
No, that's how he ends.
No, I'm thinking of Dylan Edwards. Sorry, my bad. But
Oh yeah, he
but
didn't
yeah,
transfer. That's
man.
what I was about to say.
Yeah, he's bad. But yeah, I think Ohio State's going to come up short in this one, man. I think somehow Heupel gets it done. I think they just get it done. I don't know how. I don't know what the score is going to be. I just think they do, and I think they get mud stomped by Oregon. Whoever wins this game is going to get mud stomped by Oregon. That
Let's
is a
fill out the
fact.
bracket a minute. We'll go game by game. So
Let's go game by game. All right. So right now,
we'll
me
keep
and you
that in
got
mind.
Texas.
Right now, you
Me
got
and you
Tennessee,
got
Oregon. I got Ohio State, Oregon.
okay. Tennessee or Tennessee. Okay. All right, and then we got Texas versus Arizona State. All right, then now we have IU versus Notre Dame. I looked at the tickets last week. It was $1,200 last week for the cheapest ticket. So Indiana's showdown here. Who wins it? Who's the Hoosier champion here?
This is a no doubter. This is the only bad game of the playoffs to me. This is the only game. It's
Yeah,
not gonna be that close. I know Friday night game in Notre Dame. Man, it's gonna be. Indiana's not ready. They weren't ready for Ohio State. Their defense. I will say their defense is good. They might be able to keep this close, but their offense played so bad against Michigan and Ohio State. The two good defenses they played. And Notre Dame's defense is just as good as both of them. Xavier Watts at safety, crazy year. Jack Kaiser, linebacker, man. Really good
yeah.
team. Really good team. And this is the best Notre Dame team. This is most team I've trusted Notre Dame in the past since they made it 10 years. Even though they made the championship, Monty Teo, his team's probably better, honestly. If they played him, I think his team wins. Northern Illinois game, fluke. Since then, they played great football. They haven't even really came close to losing the game. So, Indiana's just not battle tested enough. I think Notre Dame runs away with this one.
I agree. I think in Indiana, this could be actually an ugly game. I think they could win by 17, 20 easily. But I will say Indiana's really proven a lot of people wrong, and we'll see what they can do moving forward with Signetti. I think I don't know if he's coach of the year anymore. That was my coach of the year pick. Who's your coach of the year pick right now? You think it's Dillingham?
Oh, it's got to be Kenny D. Yeah, it's got to be. I mean,
I
16th to
agree.
first, last to first. Only lost one game, 11 at quarterback. 8-1 with the starter, 9-1 with the starter, whatever. And he missed the one game. They had 2 losses. He missed one of them. So you got to give it to him now. I guess Signetti could get it, but I think that wouldn't be fair. I mean, he gets to buy. This guy got to buy.
I know that's insane, man. I mean, yeah, them and Boise State getting a bye is just weird to look at. Seeing Ohio State had to play their way in, really, essentially, it feels like, and then Alabama who missed out completely, and they're losing guys left and right. So it's pretty. It's I like the 12 team. Anybody that complained about the 12 team, people are saying that we're still seeing the same teams in here, but they're just have a different way to get there. I don't know. I don't agree with that because Arizona State's got a shot. They have a shot.
Every team got a shot, I think, except IU. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. Notre Dame, I would say, in Tennessee, kind of tied for that second to last on teams that I kind of trust on winning it all. But I do
Really?
take Notre Dame over the Hoosiers. Notre Dame versus Georgia be an interesting game. Well, Carson Beck supposedly got the same injury that Brock Purdy suffered. And Brock Purdy really hasn't been the same since then. I don't know. Well, I haven't heard anything, but I don't think he's going to play. I don't think Brock Purdy's going to play. I mean, Carson Beck's going to play.
I don't either. It's not looking good for him. I
Yeah.
got Notre Dame Georgia game. I got Notre Dame in that one too.
Oh, he's got the Irish making two playoff wins. All
I
right,
got them
all
going to
right.
the Final Four. Yeah, Notre Dame in the Final
Okay.
Four.
And then you
Uh,
got Penn State versus Boise State.
yeah, let's go with the Nittany Lions there on the neutral site. No big deal. Genty has a big run or two in the first, then they're able to settle down after I think, and It's still gonna be a close game. Don't get me wrong. Penn State won't run away with it, but they got too many guys. I think.
Ooh, okay, Dalton. All right. Dalton says Penn State's gonna beat the ponies all the way up. Any kind of horse you can get, a Bronco, a Mustang.
Yeah,
It,
yeah.
it don't matter. It don't matter. The Nittany Lion reigns supreme, as Dalton says here. All right. It's hard to disagree with it. I think the Boise State. So okay, out of those two games, who's gonna put up the best fight, SMU or Boise State?
Um, Boise State or Georgia? Oh,
No,
against Penn State. Oh man, I
against Penn
think both of
State.
them are going to be close. Honestly, I think Penn State's not going to blow either team out.
Okay.
SMU game, I think Boise game be closer just because Penn State's at home against SMU.
Yeah.
That might wear them down a little bit at the end, but both teams are. No team's bad. Boise State's good, man. I think they're better than most people think they are. I give them more credit because that Oregon game they could have won easy.
Oh, I know. I mean, that's the game everybody freaking puts their hang when they talk about Ashton Jeanty and the Heisman. They almost beat Oregon. Yeah, I get it, but he just didn't really play against anyone else, and we've seen these stats before. So pretty much on that. But I do agree with you on that. As far as them beating Boise State, man, I don't know. I think that's going to be a crazy game. I think Boise State's going to try to pass it a little bit more than people think in the first round to try to get then Ashton Jeanty to really run them towards a championship after that. But before I give you my picks, I just kind of really want to go and see what these spreads are. But go ahead and give me the Nittany Lions over SMU. I do agree with that. I think that's a good pick by you. I think you kind of swayed my vote. I'm not gonna lie, because definitely I've been on SMU's train all year, and
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I've been big fans of them, man. I've been big fans. We got some other good matchups there with, in the playoffs as well. But as for the spread, let's go ahead and go over them. We got -7.5 for Notre Dame. Do you think they'll cover -7.5?
Yeah.
Okay, and then -8.5 for Penn State over SMU. 8.5, Dalton. Do you think they're going to do 8.5?
I can't believe that's bigger than the Notre Dame spread. That's crazy.
It is, yeah. And then we got Clemson and Texas, which Texas is a 12-point favorite.
Probably won by
So
10.
probably win by 10. Okay. And then we got Tennessee and Ohio State. Ohio State is favored by 7.5.
I like Tennessee in the spread, but I like Ohio State in the game.
Tennessee in the spread and Ohio State in the game. Okay. So you have Ohio State and Oregon. Then you have Texas, Arizona State. Then you have Notre Dame and Georgia. Then you have Penn State and Boise State. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's go all the way back around. And I think I know you're going to pick here because this is your national championship pick here. But Oregon versus Ohio State. What you looking at here?
Yeah, rematch. No big deal. Oregon does it again. I mean, it's the same matchup we've already had. Oregon's better than Ohio State, I think.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, the same thing is gonna. I think it's gonna be the same kind of tight game, but Oregon should have won by more last time. They actually left a lot of points on the field. And Ohio State's offense hasn't been clicking like it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
The run game has been not great, which is crazy. Two of the best backs in the country, and then Will Howard. What a bad game against Michigan. I mean, make him throw and just make him throw, and I think you got him beat for sure. And I think Oregon has the guys up front to do that actually this year. I mean, Brandon Dorless, first round pick, D tackle. He's hard to run against this team.
I agree. I think it's hard to pick against you. I think Oregon's going to beat who, like I said, they're going to mud stomp any team that goes in there. So, all right. So then you got Oregon advancing to will be the what? That'd be the winner of
Final four.
Arizona State. Yeah, Arizona State and Texas. So who do you got? This will be a great game, man. Arizona State and Texas. This is going to be a great game if it happens. What do you think?
Arizona State, Texas will be a good game. Yeah.
Who you think win?
I got to go Texas, man. Wow,
Ooh.
you think that's a crazy pick, huh?
Oh man, I think that's Scatibo or Scatabo, however you want to say it, tomato, tomato. I think he's gonna try to put the team on his back, man. And Tyson.
I think um, Texas wins by about 13.
You're
30,
tripping.
33-20, something along them lines. Arizona
God,
State's good, man, but the Big 12 ain't the same as SEC this year.
I agree.
Big
It's
12's got a
hard.
lot of teams that are decent.
You're right. You're right. You're right. All right. I think
Man,
that's
I
what
like
I'd say.
Arizona State. I like them, but Jordan Tyson, I know that
But
Jordan Tyson didn't
but
miss him last game, but this is just a different animal.
I don't know. I said the upper. I said they only have a chance to beat Clemson out of those two. So I would take Texas there. Then you got Texas and Oregon fighting off there on the left side. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this right side taken care of as well. So we got Notre Dame and Georgia with possibly without Carson Beck. So where are you leaning towards there? Can the Irish they get to the Final Four?
Yeah, I think they really can, man.
Oh,
Georgia's played a tougher schedule, but they lived on
oh
the edge.
man.
They lived on the edge for so much of the year. I mean, they barely beat
Uh,
Kentucky. They barely beat Florida. They barely beat Georgia Tech. I mean, they could easily have 5 losses right now. Yeah,
yeah.
shout out them beating Clemson. Shout out beating Tennessee, and they beat Texas twice.
Uh,
A lot of good
I'm not.
wins.
I'm not like going like you're talking crazy. It's just crazy to see that they could be, in the Final Four. Who do you think has the easiest road? Did they potentially have the easiest road, or
Notre Dame, yeah, just because Stockton's. I mean, Stockton's playing probably. If Beck was playing, I mean, that's not an easy road playing Georgia. It'd probably be. I'd probably go Georgia, but with them not playing, I think the defenses on both sides really shine in this game, and I think Notre Dame's run game is able to wear Georgia down the second half a little bit, and Xavier Watts makes a huge pick in the end and seals it for Notre
Ooh.
Dame. I think they win by. I mean, like 3-2 or 3. It's going to be close.
Okay. I don't think it's too far off of what you're saying, man. But it's crazy how Notre Dame could escape not being in a conference, and now they have to face a team who's never been there before and a second string quarterback after that if they get through them. So it's crazy how the cookie crumbles sometimes, man. And so let's go ahead and here. Let's go ahead and get your final four picks. You obviously got Penn State beating Boise State, like you said. So that's going to be a close one again. I think Ashton Genty's going to try to run his heart out, and I think I agree with you, man, on that. I think if SMU does lose the first round, then definitely, Penn State will win the next game. So, all right, you got Penn State versus Notre Dame, right? Is that who
Yeah,
you got? Oh, wow,
yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
that's the. I mean, that's the way it's looking right now, man. And I think that'd be a great game.
This is going to be a potential Oregon blowout national championship win. I mean, how does Oregon? So then let's look forward here because Oregon versus Notre Dame, I love it. Oregon versus Penn State, love it. Like what? Like
You don't like either one of the matchups?
no, Oregon might dog
Well,
walk
I think it's gonna be Oregon Notre Dame.
Oregon and Notre Dame in the national championship, dogs.
Yeah, I kept going back and forth all week about Penn State Notre Dame, but at the end of the day, Marcus
Yeah,
Freeman big game track record.
yeah,
He actually has a great one, which is crazy. And especially compared to James Franklin, his big
horrible.
game track record is
Franklin's horrible in big games.
non-existent.
You get him big to, get him in a big game, and he does fold. He folds every time.
Yeah, and I'm already giving credit for winning 2 big games. I mean, winning 3 in a row. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I'm loving Notre Dame in this one. They're looking good, man. I think it lose to Georgia or Penn State, but I think they win this one by the skin of their teeth too. I think it's like they might win by 1 in this game. It's gonna be crazy close. Notre Dame wins with the late touchdown drive, and they go to the
God.
championship first time in 12 years or so.
Okay. Now, then there you go. To Dalton breaks it down eloquently how you say Oregon's gonna hoist up the title East, right? I mean, Dan
Yeah,
Lanning
yeah,
get it done.
yeah. Oregon over Texas for sure in the Final Four. I'd say Oregon about 10, maybe
God,
31-21 or something. Uh, Texas needs to keep it low scoring, but Oregon's offense has been a machine all year. They can run or throw. Gabriel's 73% or something. Crazy
yeah,
accuracy. Tez Johnson outside. Terrence Ferguson
I
at tight
love
end.
Tez. I love
Tez
Tez Johnson.
Noah. They got Noah Thomas at receiver too. Trayshawn Holden. A lot of good receivers, man. Jordan James running back. Tough offense to stop, and their defense is the best defense they've had in a while. We talked about it already. I think they beat Texas by about 10 points. Last game for you was at Texas, no matter what. I mean, unless they make the championship, of course. But I don't think they make
Okay.
it. I don't think they make it. And yeah, I think it's the last game for you at Texas, no matter what, unless they make the championship.
Wow. So, something that we talked on earlier in the show in the year on this show, which was kind of sounded like a hot take at the time, I thought, but I was on record saying I think that Quinn Ewers is going to transfer next year. I think he's gone, man. He
Yeah, yeah.
stays, takes some. I think he's going to stay, take some money from. Supposedly, he's got like a $4 million deal. It was crazy. This was the graphic I used back then when we were talking about it, just to see, maybe he might transfer. So I think he's going to. I really do. I don't know where he'll go. We'll see where it shakes out, but. Yeah, I think, like you said, that's a good point to bring up. Now, I will say, if Ohio State loses this first game, which that's that's a big difference that me and you have on that first round of playoffs, I do think we're going to see a new face come in, for Ryan Day. I think Ryan Day's gone if he loses at home playoff game. And if he does, are we going to possibly see Mike Vrabel go back to Ohio State and be the head coach? And what do you think, Doll? Do you think
It's
we're
been
going to
the
see that at
rumors.
LSU?
That's what I read about. He went there, like you said, alma mater. Be a good hire. I think he would do great there, man. You gotta
Yeah, coach
get
there a
some
little
new
bit as
blood.
GA.
You gotta get new blood in there. I think, like you said, if you can't beat
You do,
Michigan, it's
man.
all about beat Michigan. Apparently, I don't get it. I'm not a Ohio State fan, so I don't understand. If you lose 5 games and 4 of them to Michigan, I don't care. You lose 5 games in 5 years. That's a pretty damn good coach to me. So I don't know if you'd really want to. I don't know if a coach would want to go Ohio State with those expectations, anyways.
He hasn't won a single big game, though. Ryan Day has never won a big game. You can give him C.J. Stroud. You can give him all the receivers in the world. Terry McLaurin. Who else did he have? I mean, he had a slew of guys, bro.
He even
Who
had
was?
Terry. He's even been there long enough for Terry.
Nah, then he had Smith and Jigba, right?
Yeah, Smith and Jigba and Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson
Yes.
and
Okay.
Marvin
And you're
Harrison
gonna tell
Jr.
C.J. Stroud, and then you don't get it done. You can't even get to the national championship, bro. Come on. He's not a good coach. This dude's Ryan Day's won nothing. He's won nothing.
I
He
mean,
dyes his beard. He dyes his hair.
well, I'm not arguing any of that. I'm just saying, if you lose 5 games in the Big Ten in 5 years, that's a good coach. Like,
He's having the but he's having the, as on paper, on record, the most talented roster coming in every year and doesn't get it done.
so it's like Coach Cal at Kentucky, huh?
Yes, and what happened to him?
He left.
Got
He didn't get
fired.
fired. He left.
Yeah, he got fired. Oh, they
He
mutually parted
left.
ways. Mutually parted ways, huh?
He
Okay.
left for way more
Uh,
money. He left for the bag.
I think it was a good move for both of them. UK's doing good.
Yeah, well, we'll see January 4th, Bob.
God, yeah, your Florida Gators are doing good, man. I got to give them the respect. We might see them in the. I said before the year, I think I got them in the Sweet 16 this year. I think the Florida Gators will be in the Sweet 16 as we get more in the year. As soon as the trophy is put up, this we turn into an NBA NFL show. As soon as the college football playoffs on, we're going to still have our recruits on, as we still plan on do. We got some Jameer Scott coming on in a few weeks, but.
Final Four.
Dalton is excited. Dalton is excited about the Gators. He's excited for football and he's excited for basketball, and that's a fact, right,
I
Dalton?
mean, we're just back at everything all of a sudden. It was like 3 months ago we sucked at everything, and now all of a sudden, just like that, it's crazy. I love the haters are gonna. They've been in my ear for years, and I've stuck by my team. I stuck by my team. It's gonna pay off. I think we're gonna be good, man. We're definitely good at basketball. We're undefeated still. Got Kentucky January 4th, next big game. We're gonna be undefeated going into Rupp. We beat them last year, and I was there. Walter Clayton, huge shot, sent it to overtime, buzzer beater. He's gonna do it again, but that's
Okay.
neither here nor there. We're still worried about college. We're still that's January 4th. We ain't worried about it yet. But
No, I feel you. I feel you. If you got a game to look forward to, you got it. I mean, it's the best. It's the best. So, no, trust me, I agree. I can't wait to go over. We got home squad hoops. Going to be resuming here very soon. Can't wait to go over that. Got a lot of NFL to cover as well. Like we said, we got Teddy Bridgewater coming back in the league for the playoffs, and we got the playoffs shaking out. Detroit Lions are very injured right now. I don't know how that's going to really pan out for them. I think they're dead in the water. But who's your favorite, if you right now, title contender NFL, as we kind of take a brief little snapshot in?
the Bills right now.
The Bills,
Who's your favorite?
the Packers.
Oh, of course, I know that's a homer. I knew you were gonna say that.
We're the hottest team right now.
Every time you play
We're,
a
we're
good
the
team, every
we're
time you
slept
play,
on. We're slept on. We're hot and we're due.
every time you play the best teams, you lose. You lost to the Vikings. You lost to the Lions twice. Every time
We
you play the
were a
best,
game of We were a game away last year. We're better.
So those teams are better too, though. Way better.
We got a
And the
running back
Eagles
now.
are better too. The Eagles would
We
mud
got a
stomp you.
we got a running back now. That's what you need in the playoffs,
It's
man.
gonna be
That's what you
Eagles,
need.
Bills, Josh Allen versus
Eagles,
Jalen
I like
Hurts.
the Eagles. Yeah, I
It's gonna
cannot
be
believe your Giants gave away Saquon Barkley, who's going to probably win the MVP,
no, he's not. He's gonna finish second.
to Josh Allen.
Oh yeah, he's a lock now. After these last 2 weeks,
Yeah,
he has
I
like
would.
12 touchdowns in the
This
last
is
13 touchdowns.
I mean, people said this may have been a year of addition by subtraction with leaving, Diggs.
I was one of them.
Diggs.
I said he was gonna be just as good as always. I didn't know he would be this much better, but
Yeah, true.
I didn't
I
know he had
think
this stuff in him. I will say I was right about him coming out the draft. Everybody said he was gonna suck, and I was like, this guy's gonna be a freaking baller, and he is. I was right about Josh Allen. He was one of the guys that aren't on his train either
I don't.
until like
I
this year.
know.
Really, you
I
still
just
didn't like him.
I like him, but I wouldn't. I would start my team with other quarterbacks out there. I
Like,
mean,
like
I would.
I don't know. He
Burrow.
might be my first choice now. Right now,
I would take Burrow over him. I'd take Lamar over him. I'd take possibly CJ Stroud, who just clinched the division again. Second
they're
year,
weak.
he's in. Talk about a sophomore slump, but he just clinched the division.
Hell yeah, it's more
So
slump. He's passing like 200 yards a
he just
game.
clinched the division, and who
This
cares?
is
He
the
clinched
worst
the
division in
division.
the
Patrick
league.
Mahomes passes for 20 yards every game, and everybody loves it.
They lose one game. The Texans lost like 5 or 6. They're in the worst division in the
Whoa.
league. They're in the worst
For us to
division.
even expect anything out of the Texans is to show you how good CJ Stroud is.
Oh, like he's the only guy on the team now.
Dude, without them, they are nothing.
They lead the league in picks.
Okay,
So without he don't play defense, does he?
no, but the defense goes harder when you know that you're not going to be out there all game.
Oh yeah. Well, they've been out there a lot
Yeah.
this year. I'm just saying.
Well, he clinches division again. Now we take CJ Stroud if I start the franchise.
If we go
I think,
Ryan's clinched the division, bro.
and I think Josh Allen is the fifth best quarterback in the league. Fifth.
I think he's
Yeah.
second.
You think he's second? Okay. We're gonna see if he can make a run this year, man. I think the Ravens can still make a run. I think the Packers and the Ravens are gonna be right there in the thick of it. Them both get new running backs, and that's maybe the thing they needed to get over the hump.
I'm out on Baltimore.
Okay. Why? Why? Well, okay. Give us the
They
reason.
already got 5 losses compared to all the other teams. All the other contenders. They just have way more losses, so I
The
can't
Chiefs,
trust them.
though, man. I can't take the Chiefs. I can't take the
Oh,
Chiefs.
here we go with the Chiefs.
Winning.
Just because they win every game by 3, that's what they do in the playoffs too. It don't matter. It's the same. Do the same thing. It ain't like they don't change.
I know.
They don't like they
I
get
know.
worse. They don't start losing those close games. They still freaking win them somehow.
I know. Well, I don't think they're gonna get it done though.
I don't.
Them adding D Hop, he's gonna make some big play. He's gonna make some big play in the playoffs. Yeah, that's what I predicted. That might be the little bit piece
I mean,
they need.
I don't even know who I want to make the Super Bowl.
Yeah, me either. It's crazy. It's
Because I don't
still
like.
wide open.
Because we're not gonna make it.
No, hell no.
Obviously, I'm just saying. I don't know. I never. I don't have it in the second favorite team in NFL. I guess the Bengals, but they ain't gonna make it either.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I know. I think they're done too. I hope Joe Burrow gets out of there, man. You think Aaron Rodgers is done? Jets. I'm so glad he's so
Played great
washed,
this
bro.
week. I don't know. Him and Devontae turned back the clock. You see that? 190 yards for
Yeah.
Devontae.
I seen he was on McAfee today, I think today or yesterday. So anytime you see his face, you know he did something good. You never see Aaron Rodgers' face when he's doing bad. You know,
Yeah,
you always see him when he's doing
he had a
good.
good
So
week. I don't know if they bring him back though. I don't know. I wouldn't come back if I was him.
they say they all. You think they owe Zach Wilson an apology?
No,
No.
just because Rodgers sucks doesn't mean Zach Wilson doesn't suck too.
I know. I feel that.
It doesn't know how that doesn't really correlate, bro.
No, I feel it. I think now I think with some other guys in the NFL, we'll see about with a couple of other these guys. We got Belichick at UNC now building his Tar Heel dynasty. So a lot of good coaching in college, though. I'd say a lot of cool coaching moves. I'd say him got Dan Mullen, who wasn't coaching. Mike Vick, 3 guys right there who wasn't even coaching last year.
Dan Mullen's a week. So.
Yeah, I think Dan Mullen's going to do just fine in UNLV. I think it's going to be good for him.
Yeah, me too. It's a great fit for him. That's as big as he needs to be at.
No.
Park his happy ass at UNLV forever. And
Nah, you're hating. He
I
can
mean,
be a
I'm
Peapod
hating. He
Bowl.
freaking sucks. 56 ranked recruiting classes last year. Left the cupboard so bare for the next coach. The
Biased.
next
We're
coach gets
always
blamed for it.
we're biased in opposite ways for Dan Mullen. I love Dan Mullen.
My next coach got blamed for it. I mean, I want to like him. He loves Florida still. You know, you see him talk on the show. He still hypes us up all the time. But I don't.
I Yeah, I know. And yeah, he is a class act guy. He's just comedy to me. And if you can get Mississippi State good, you got my respect. I don't care if they were only good for a year. He always got my biased respect because he recruited me for a short amount of time, sent my mom a Mother's Day card. So I'm
They were
always
good.
gonna rock with Dan
Okay,
Mullen.
that's fair.
He's like Lane Kiffin to me. He's like kind of like a Lane Kiffin to where like no matter what they can do, I'm gonna rock with them. I
All
like him.
right, that's fair. I guess. I
I
mean,
like
he's
him, but
just.
we'll see. I think it is a good fit for him. We'll see if he can pull a Rich Rod and maybe land another big job in a couple more years. I think he saw Rich Rod and said, "All right, it's still possible. I can do it." So I do think that. But as we go ahead and end it here, man, I'm glad we're back here. We got the logo draft, which you did win. I do want to add again. Got to give you your props on. But we got playoffs coming up this week. Very excited. So actually, the very first game what the very first game on our schedule. I think there's two this weekend.
All of them.
Oh yeah, all of them first round. But let's go ahead with the time. So 8 o'clock is Notre Dame and Indiana on Friday. Then Saturday at noon, SMU Penn State. Then Saturday at 4, we got Texas and Clemson. Then at 8 o'clock, we got Ohio State and Tennessee. So no, and then Oregon. Let's see here. I don't think Oregon plays. Do they?
No, they're off.
Okay, yeah, they're off. They're on the bye. So yeah, there we go. That is our first four. So we got what? Then we got right now, we have the LA Bowl going on right now, which is UNLV versus Cal. And let's see what's going on here. It is second quarter. It is 10-14. And as UNLV's got the lead, they are actually about to score. It's first and goal. They're on the 10. So shout out to UNLV. Dan Mullen's hoping to get a bunch of happy campers if they get a bowl win, inherit a bunch of happy campers. And, we'll see if he, won't have to clean house too much. But
Yeah, we'll see.
before, we'll see, man. We got our picks in. Dalton's got the Oregon Ducks. He's got Penn State going on a run, and as well as Notre Dame. So, which I don't think is crazy. In the past years, that's a hot take, but they're looking this year. We have to give them their respect where respect's due.
That's how the bracket's not as good. If they had to play Texas or Ohio State, I mean, I might have different thoughts about it, but I
Yeah.
don't like that. I don't think that side's as strong with Georgia missing Beck.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, we'll go ahead and end it on that, everyone. We will see you all next week for the review. We did have some scheduling issues there with Holland, so Holland Harris is going to be joining the show next week. He will be able to join us, and he'll be able to give us his takes. He's a U of Indy commit, so shout out to him, and we will see him next week. Shout out to all of our guys in the transfer portal. We did want to give a special shout out to Western Michigan, newly Western Michigan commit Joseph Jefferson. So shout out to him, man. And we're going to end it on that. Dalton, you want to add anything before we get out?
No, man, I'm just ready for the games, man. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say about this weekend.
We're here. First 12-team playoff. We're here.
Yeah, excitement. The wait's over. The wait's over.
Yeah. It was a hard week to get through with not a lot, no football, no pads popping. But we got football tonight, and then we got it starting
Florida
this weekend.
Friday.
So yeah, can't wait, man. We have check our pages, Instagram. We'll have all of our bowl final scores on there as well. Shout out Travis Hunter, Heisman winner. So everyone have a great one. We'll see you next week, and peace out.
Yeah, see y'all.